It's been the most popular vehicle in America since before I was born, and now Ford is out with a new generation of its F-150 pickup. But does it earn its place at the top, or are rivals from Chevy and Ram finally closing in? Let's go find out. What's up, folks? I'm Dave Underkoffler, editor of Autolist.com, and today we're testing the completely redesigned 2021 Ford F-150. This is the 14th generation of this truck, and there's a lot of cool stuff inside and out that I want to show you. Ford has also added a hybrid variant to the F-150 lineup, and that's what we've got with us today. Later, I'll show you this loaded truck sticker price. Is it super high, super low? Stay tuned to find out. All right, so let's go check out this new F-150. But before we do, let us know in the comments what your favorite truck of all time is. Now, in terms of this new model's looks, they're definitely more evolutionary rather than revolutionary. It's a big risk to go changing the design of the most popular vehicle in America. Nevertheless, there is some sleekness and sophistication that I really like in this. You've got these daytime running LED lights, which are really cleanly integrated into the headlights, and then continue down in the fog lights below. The hood is nicely sculpted for some strength and character. The body is all aluminum, just like the previous generation. These wheels are 18-inch alloy wheels, and you can't see them right now, but they flank power running boards, which are an option on this truck. At the back, you've got LED taillights and a power operating tailgate. Our tester has the optional FX4 package, which runs about $1,000. It includes a unique rock crawl driving mode when in four-wheel drive, plus off-road tuned front shocks, skid plates, hill descent control, and rubber floor mats inside that users can remove and hose off. So if this is a hybrid, then where are the batteries? Good question. One of the nice things about pickup trucks is they give engineers a lot of options as to where they put the batteries. Here, there's a 1.5 kilowatt battery underneath the bed in between the frame rails. This Powerboost hybrid model also has an onboard generator standard, which is optional on some other engine trims. It uses the truck's engine to power the electric motor, which in turn can supply up to 7.2 kilowatts of power to the bed. That's enough to power an entire shed's worth of power tools, electric mountain bikes, or even a huge tailgating operation. Now, because this is a full-size pickup, Ford offers several different cab configurations and bed lengths. For cabs, there's the base two-door version, then there's the Super Cab, which uses two full-size doors up front and then two smaller doors behind them. Finally, you have what's on our truck here, the Super Crew, with four full-size doors. Which bed length your truck comes with depends on the cab. Since we have the Super Crew, it comes with a 5.5-foot bed you see here. You can also get, instead of that, a 6.5-foot bed. On both Super Cab and regular cab trucks, you get either a 6.5-foot bed or an 8-foot bed. So as you may know, Ford is offering this F-150 with a wide variety of engine choices. And as I mentioned, the one we're testing today is the all-new Powerboost Hybrid V6. It uses a twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter V6 engine and a 35 kilowatt electric motor. Total output is 430 horsepower and 570 pound-feet of torque. That makes it the most powerful F-150 on the market right now, although when the Raptor does come to market, you can be sure it's going to top this one. Like all F-150s on the market today, this one is hooked up to a 10-speed automatic transmission. The combination of the transmission and the hybrid powertrain are good enough for an EPA rating of 24 miles per gallon for combined city and highway driving for this four-wheel drive version. Rear-wheel drive versions do even better, clocking in at 25 miles per gallon combined, 25 in the city, and 26 on the highway. That makes it the most fuel-efficient, gas-powered, full-size truck on the market today. So what do those EPA numbers mean in the real world? Well, we've been testing this truck for about a week now, putting 150 miles on it, and that's been over city driving, highway driving, and even hauling a really heavy load out to the landfill. Throughout that entire time, we've been averaging 17.5 miles per gallon. Now, that's certainly not EPA numbers, but it's really strong for a truck of this power and this capability. Now, in terms of this hybrid's work ethic, it's more than robust. Payload, that's how much weight you can safely put in the bed, is rated at about the same as the smaller turbo V6 model. Towing, meanwhile, clocks in at more than 12,000 pounds when properly equipped. Now that's huge. That's enough for a 30-something foot sailboat or a multi-horse trailer, and the horses too. But if a hybrid F-150 isn't your cup of coffee, don't worry, Ford has carried over a slate of engines from the previous generation. The base is a 3.3-liter V6 with 290 horsepower and 265 torque. Then there's a 2.7-liter EcoBoost, that means turbocharged, V6 with 325 horsepower and 400 torque. Then the even larger 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 with 400 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. And finally, there's the old school 5-liter V8 with 400 horsepower and 410 pound-feet of torque. But hang on, there's also a diesel version. It's a 3-liter turbo diesel V6 with 250 horsepower and 440 pound-feet of torque. Whew, that is a lot of engine options. All of them, however, are hooked up to a 10-speed automatic transmission and come with either rear-wheel drive or optional 4-wheel drive. So what do you guys think? Would you go with the new hybrid, or would you go old school V8, or how about the turbocharged V6? Let us know in the comments below. Now, Ford couldn't just go and launch this 14th generation F-150 without making some major upgrades to the interior, and that's exactly what they did. And because this is a Lariat trim level, you get two massive screens in front of you. You've got a 12-inch screen here for the infotainment system and another digital 12-inch screen here for the instrument panel. This digital dashboard has a hugely customizable screen and one that's really useful. Many new vehicles today are switching to fully digital instrument panels, but few are as well thought out or as useful as this one. You can add or delete screens that show things like tire pressure, current trip status, driver assistance, and power distribution. At the top, you can also choose which gauges to appear where and which info they display. Our only gripe with the display screen here is it doesn't allow you to see the navigation map. That's something that other systems in the industry do allow. Meanwhile, on this screen, it's using the latest version of Ford's Sync infotainment system, and it's really well executed after many generations. The display is very clear, the response is quick, and there's some nice customizable features on the screen. Another great feature on this Sync infotainment system is it has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That's a really nice feature. Elsewhere around the cabin, there's a lot of functionality built into this F-150. You've got a 120-volt outlet here. You've got USB-A and USB-C connections there, as well as another set inside this cubby. And this has the optional interior work surface function. So you push this button, the shifter folds down, and obviously this only works when the vehicle's in park. You then open up this surface, and you've got a great place to put your laptop. That feature right there is $165, best option you can get on the truck. But that's not all the cool features in this truck. Let me show you some other ones. If you go to this features screen, this truck has zone lighting, and what this does is it gives you 4 zones of exterior lighting that you can turn on one at a time or all 4. And that's great if you're camping or if you're tailgating or in any situation really at night where you need to use the truck for exterior lighting. It's a really handy feature. Also great for tailgating or camping is the ProPower onboard generator that we showed you in the bed of the truck earlier. This is what the screen looks like inside. It shows you the current amount of power and the amount of power it will have once you fully charge it. Truck owners who are going to do a lot of towing will like this feature. It allows you to add preset trailer details so the truck always knows what you're towing. There's also a connections checklist that will walk you through the steps to safely and appropriately attach your trailer. Our tester also comes with a towing technology package. It's $880, and it comes with Pro Trailer Backup Assist, a 360-degree camera, trailer reverse guidance, and trailer brake control. Now, because this is a full-size truck, there's obviously tons of space in the rear. You can see I've got my daughter's rear-facing car seat there with plenty of space. There are 3 seats across. These seat cushions also fold up, which gives you even more space down here for storage. Earlier this week, I was able to put a full-size trash can back here and haul it. And don't worry, it was empty at the time. So what's not to like about this interior? Our only real nitpick is the amount of cheap plastic that Ford uses throughout the cabin. This is an expensive truck. I'll show you the price later. And for that money, you really don't want to see that amount of cheap plastic. So as I mentioned, we've been testing this F-150 for about a week now, and I have to say I've loved every minute of it. This powertrain is robust. 430 horsepower and 570 pound-feet of torque can pretty much handle anything you throw at it. So the acceleration of this truck is really smooth off the line, and it has plenty of power in any situation you would encounter. That includes on-ramps, passing situations, and just around town driving. The 10-speed automatic transmission is really good. It stays out of the way. It's largely imperceptible when it shifts, and that's what you want out of an automatic transmission. And the ride quality is good. Maybe not as good as Ram's 1500, but still plenty good for this truck. What's more is that I loaded this truck up with 1,300 pounds of old patio materials to take to the landfill this weekend, and that didn't really affect the ride quality at all. I've also been really impressed with how refined this truck's road manners are. Many times it feels like a luxury vehicle, which is a good thing because this truck costs as much as a luxury vehicle. I'll give you more details on that later. So what don't I like about driving it? Well, for one, this B-pillar right here is really wide and it obstructs a lot of your vision. So if you're going to change lanes on a freeway, it can actually hide an entire car. Also, this truck tends to lean a little bit more than I would like when it goes around corners and turns, but at this point I'm just nitpicking. There's a lot to like about driving this truck every day. In terms of safety, every new F-150 from the XLT trim level and up comes standard with what Ford calls Co-Pilot 360 2.0. This includes pre-collision alerts and braking with pedestrian detection, blind spot monitoring with cross-traffic alert, lane keep alert and assist, and automatic rear braking. Unfortunately, adaptive cruise control isn't part of that package, but it can be added to other option packages on most models, or added as a standalone group for another $750. On top of that, our tester has the $1,000 Co-Pilot 360 Active 2.0 Prep Package. Wow, that is a mouthful. So what does that mean? Well, it means this truck is almost ready for hands-free driving on the freeway, something similar to Cadillac's Super Cruise that General Motors will be rolling out to other vehicles in the near future. In Ford's case, this truck has all the necessary hardware. Once the software is ready, likely in fall of 2021, Ford will then be able to send that software to this truck over the air for another $600. At that point, the truck will become truly hands-free capable in certain freeway situations. All right, so let's talk trim levels on this new generation of F-150. They're actually pretty similar to the previous generation. The base is the XL, that's your work truck and the one for fleet use. Then you have the XLT, the Lariat that we're testing here, and remember that this one has the FX4 off-road package. After the Lariat, you have the King Ranch, and then the Platinum, and finally the Limited at the top of the heap. So which would we choose if it were our signature on the check? Honestly, we'd be perfectly happy with an XLT trim with a 2.7-liter EcoBoost engine. To us, that's the perfect combination of capability, features, and all of that without a sky-high price tag. So just what is the final price of this truck? Well, I've got the Monroney right here. That's a fancy name for window sticker. So at the end of the day, this loaded Lariat FX4 with the hybrid Powerboost engine stickers for, drumroll please, $70,640. Now that is a lot of money for this truck. To put that into perspective, here's what else you could get for your $70,000. A new mid-engine C8 Corvette, a decent one too, not just the base model. You could get a Mustang Shelby GT350 and still have $4,000 left over. You could get a loaded Lincoln Aviator. You could get this new generation of F-150 in the XLT trim with a 2.7-liter turbo engine and a base model Ford Escape. You could also get a loaded Mercedes E-Class sedan. What's even more crazy is that this isn't even the top of the line F-150. If you loaded up the limited trim, that's the best F-150 Ford currently offers, it would roll off the dealer lot at just under $80,000. So is this F-150 worth $70,000? In a word, no. But that's not a mark against this truck or Ford. It's just that any light-duty truck today isn't worth $70,000. To be clear, this is the best light-duty truck on the market right now. It's better than the Ram 1500 and Chevy Silverado by a wide margin, but $70,000 is still too steep a price for it. All right, folks, there you have it. A look at the all-new 2021 Ford F-150. Let us know in the comments what you think your favorite thing about this truck is. And for a look at the future of trucks, be sure to check out our video on the GMC Hummer all-electric truck. For Autolist.com, I'm Dave Underkoffler. We'll see you out there.